This episode is titled House and Garden. It came out on May 2nd, 1994. Directed by Boyd Kirkland, written by Paul Dini, and animation by Dong Yang. Featuring Kevin Conroy as Batman, Lauren Lester as Robin, Ephraim Zimbalist Jr. as Alfred, Bob Hastings as Commissioner Gordon, Jim Cummings as Saunders and the Plant Creature, Megan Mullally as Cindy,
Jim is.
Paul Nakuchi as Doctor, Scott McAfee as Chris Carlisle, Christopher Pickering as Kelly.
I'm Scott McAfee.
Christopher Pickering as Kelly Carlisle, Peter Strauss as Dr. Stephen Carlisle, and Diane Pershing as Poison Ivy.
Love that Diane Pershing.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. We'll get into it, but this is my favorite Poison Ivy performance of hers. Oh, like, just love it so much. Okay. Dong Yang animated this episode, and they previously produced many episodes that we've already reviewed, some of the best being Joker's Favour, Perchance a Dream, The Laughing Fish, Harley and Ivy, Almost Got 'Em, and Trial. So heavy hitters indeed. Dong Hang, as we call them around these parts, as that's what the hand motion is for all the listeners. Actually, no, they wouldn't know that you're doing that. the watchers. Okay.
No, you have to let the listeners, you're letting the listeners know.
Yeah, but I'm saying the hand.
Oh, move
semantics.
on.
Yeah, Jesus Christ, this is taking longer than a plant to grow, am I right?
They grow pretty quickly in this episode.
Oh, brother, this guy stinks. No, I can't do
you
that
do
to
it
myself.
to yourself.
Oh,
Takes
God.
as long as a plant to grow, right? What do you mean by that? Don't think about it. It's not that deep of a joke. Just let it go.
Just laugh. Okay, what did you think of the animation in this episode?
Yeah, it was great. Really good vibes in this episode. I mean, and just in terms, that's more of like, art direction, but art direction in this was stunning. The foggy docks,
Oh, yeah, I love that foggy docks.
Oh, yeah, the foggy docks and trench coats and fedoras and...
Oh, yeah, and the lab scene also, was just dark and, dingy, and I loved the way that they mutated the plant creatures. I just thought that was really good stuff.
Felt really Hitchcock when Bruce was driving in the car.
Yeah.
That felt like, what's that film called with the airplane?
It begins with an R, right?
Does it? Or is it with a T?
Oh, God, this is terrible. He's running from the airplane, the famous movie where it ends on Mount Rushmore.
Yep.
Oh, my God. What is it?
Very famous movie.
Is it Runaway? No, it's not Runaway something.
I think it starts with a T.
Oh, man, this is so bad. I love how we're like, we went to school for film. Yeah. And we
recently went through Hitchcock's whole catalog as well.
Oh, man, I'm clicking on it and I'm trying
North by Northwest. I got it.
North
bing, bing,
by
bing, 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 bing.
Well
It was the beer. Thank you, Camden Pale Ale.
Yeah, me too. Totally, the beer.
Bring $5 million in cash to the docks tomorrow midnight. Come alone. With a kid is history. Nod if you understand. Smart boy.
Yeah, it was very North by Northwest and skipping ahead.
No R or T.
Well, they're in there.
That's true. They are.
Not in the start.
There's an R and a T in there, so we're fine.
Twice.
2 R's.
3 T's.
Is there? Oh, north.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Whoa, dude.
You ever notice that?
Skipping ahead also about the music in this episode, because that particular scene was so Bernard Herrmann, Psycho-esque when Bruce is driving with the mutant guy in the back seat. It reminded me of the Psycho driving sequences, or just when Norman's trying to get rid of the body, after he kills her.
That's my favorite music in Psycho is when she's driving. It's like the
and it just had that vibe. It may not have sounded like it, but I felt like this is a total Hitchcock ode, this whole scene, and the music definitely played into that.
She looked like a wrong one to you?
Acted like one.
Okay, so director Boyd Kirkland has been credited previously on our review of Nothing to Fear. Writer Paul Dini has been credited in our review of Joker's Favour, as well as being a previous guest on this podcast. Acting creds. All returning voice actors have been credited previously on this podcast in their first appearance on the show, such as Jim Cummings in Be a Clown or Diane Pershing in Pretty Poison, also a previous guest of this podcast. And as far as new acting creds go for this show, Christopher Pickering as Kelly Carlisle never acted in anything else, and this is her only acting cred, so one and only.
Mommy, you didn't tell us you know Batman.
That was a long time ago, sweetie.
Next, Scott McAfee, who plays Chris Carlisle, will go on to voice Willie Watt in Batman Beyond in the episodes Golem and Revenant, so we got to those episodes to look forward to when we eventually get to Batman Beyond. But he's also known for playing Littlefoot in many The Land Before Time sequels, as well as a random kid in Toy Story. It just says kid in Toy Story, so maybe he's one of the birthday party boys at the beginning of that. But that's all.
I'm a birthday party boy. Look at me, eating cake.
My name's Scott McAfee. No relation to the virus, the antivirus thing that we used to all have on our computers back in the early 2000s.
That's right.
I remember our mum being like, "Do we have the latest McAfee?" Or McAfee? I think she called it McAfee at one point. McAfee. That was good stuff.
McAfee's ready.
That's how they say it in Jersey.
McAfee, why? What did you order, an espresso?
Okay, I mean, it was okay. Why am I laughing?
You're laughing. So,
okay, Paul Nakuchi, who plays the Doctor at the start of this episode, is also the voice of Splinter in the video game Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles: Splintered Fate, as well as Watari in the live-action Death Note movie, and Shadowson in Carmen Sandiego. Those are the only creds that I saw. Peter Strauss.
That live-action Death Note movie.
Not good.
Defoe was great, but that was it.
That was it, yeah. And you can't condense a 10-hour story down into like an hour and a half. It just didn't work.
What exactly can I do with this Death Note?
This is the worst!
So we got Peter Strauss here, who plays Dr. Stephen Carlisle. He's also known for voicing Stoker in Biker Mice from Mars. Biker Mice from Mars. I don't remember there was a character named Stoker, but I'm guessing he's one of the main mice. And then
is he like a Dracula mouse or something? Because
you would think so, but I think from what memory serves me, he's one of the main like biker mice.
Maybe because he like stokes the flames, bro.
Yeah. Or he's just stoked to be with his brothers.
That's it. I'm stoked to be here, bro. I'm Stoker. Dude, Stoker's totally stoked. Let's go.
I still think your idea of taking Biker Mice from Mars, Street Sharks, and all those other like Ninja Turtle ripoffs and making a universe around them would be pretty fucking cool. Yeah, you know who I was thinking could be added to that is...
Who?
I know this sounds random, but I think it could really work, especially as villains. Captain Planet with all of them. I think Captain Planet would work with all of that because you could have.
I'd like to see Captain Planet with like the Transformers and G.I. Joe and stuff. I think he fits better there.
Yeah, that's true. He does work there as well. Yeah.
No, it would be cool. What was the other one? The Duck Dodgers or whatever it was called. The Space Duck.
Yeah, that was Duck Dodgers. Yeah, that was Looney Tunes though.
Oh, was it Bucky?
Bucky O'Hare.
Bucky O'Hare, yeah.
Yeah, that would be awesome. Shit. Captain Bucky O'Hare. I remember that was the song. We had so many toys of that. Oh man, my nostalgia brain is just pouring out right now.
There's cowboy cows as well, isn't there?
Cowboy cows?
Yeah, like Moo Moo something.
Oh, SWAT cats. Put SWAT cats in there. Oh, of course,
SWAT cats, yeah.
Oh man, we've got a universe on our hands here, boys. We got a franchise.
I agree. So some comic book company needs to buy all those properties up and make a big crossover.
So Bucky O'Hare, SWAT Cats, Biker Mice from Mars, Street Sharks. Mm-hmm. Was there another one?
Was another one?
I don't think I want to make it 5, but if it's 4, then it's 4.
No, there is definitely another one. Like I said, the cowboy one, but you don't have to do that.
I don't remember the cowboy cows. They were actual
cows. It was a
video
game.
Were cowboys?
Yeah, there was a video game made of it as well, on like the Super Nintendo. And
I'm sure there's one we're missing. If you guys want to help us build this random universe, write in those types of shows, and we'll build this universe.
The frog ones. And they had a big video game. My brain!
Frogger?
No, Battletoads, that's it.
Oh, I don't remember that one. I obviously missed that one. Okay, well, this is a cool universe, and it all because of Stephen Carlyle was the voice of Stoker in Biker Meister Mars. It started, and looping it back in, he also played the president in Triple X2 State of the Union, the classic.
Sweet bro, it's like my favorite movie.
That's the one with Ice Cube.
Yeah, I know. It's my favorite movie.
And then finally here, this voice acting credit I say to last because I thought this was just a crazy random person to be in Batman the Animated Series. Megan Mullally, who plays Cindy, is also known... Oh! She's also known... Okay. She's also known as Karen Walker in Will and Grace, Mrs. Sestero in The Disaster Artist, and she plays Tammy 2 in Parks and Recreation because she is married to Ron Swanson. What's his name? I can't even remember his name right now. That name's totally...
Nick
Offerman.
Yeah.
So she's the girl that's trying to get some dick from Dick in the dorm room.
Oh, really?
Tell me the great Dick Grayson is spending the night in for a change.
Hey, we got finals coming up.
But what about those cheerleaders I always see chasing you around? Can't they help you pass calculus?
She, did you mention Will and Grace? I know she was a big part of that show, wasn't she?
Yes, I did. Yeah, you were just talking over me singing Malali.
As I learned from last episode when I thought I mentioned something, but I didn't. To the power of editing, I realized maybe I don't hear everything I think that I hear.
Yep, thanks, Cade.
Fuck you, Cade. Go back and edit the episode, and I'll just say the thing that I missed. Just AI it in there.
He's totally going to do that.
All right, better. We're paying him the big bucks.
No, we're not.
He's the only one getting paid on this fucking podcast. I'm not.
True. Yeah, he's true.
I declare bankruptcy!
Okay, we're doing Utility Belt of Fun Facts now. Utility Belt Fun Facts number 1 is last full appearance of Poison Ivy in Batman the Animated Series. This is the last time we will see her until the new Batman Adventures.
Oh, wow.
So that's it for Poison Ivy. She does appear in Harley's Holiday, but she has no dialogue. She's just like in a cell in Arkham Asylum. But yeah. So that's, I think it's quite the episode to go out on for her character as far as this show, because they didn't know they were going to do the new Batman Adventures.
Good episode.
Yeah. In an issue of the later Batman Adventures Volume 2, the comic, the series suggests that this is the last appearance of the real Poison Ivy, and that the revamped version seen in the new Batman Adventures was merely another copy produced to keep Batman off of her trail, while she went into hiding for good. That. Yeah, none of this was ever incorporated into the animated series, but it is implied in the comics, which is pretty fucking cool.
Fun. So that means that the relationship that Harley establishes with Poison Ivy later on in the show is not with the real Poison Ivy.
Yeah, I guess it's not fake because it's still Poison Ivy, but it's not the real
They could do something
one,
being like, oh, through like, the green, I like, I was present for that shit.
Yeah.
And Swamp Thing's like, yeah, the green man. Do the green.
He's at a Fish concert.
He would be. You would see Swamp Thing at a Fish concert. This Chalk Dust Torture solo is kicking my ass, bro. Yeah, this is just Swamp Thing like this. Yeah. Fucking ream up.
You're stuck behind him. You're like, fuck, I can't see anything.
Hey, character 0.
I don't like anything past 95, bro.
Well.
You're there with the beer, like, yeah.
When dudes get into fish, they don't come back.
They don't come back. No, I've been there. It's a bad drug.
Next fun fact here. When Diane Pershing came on this podcast, she told us that this was one of her favorite episodes of the show and loved how dark the script was. And I totally agree. It's real good.
Real dark for a kid's cartoon. My God.
Oh, yeah.
You don't know what she's done.
And in Poison Ivy's photo album, there's a picture of Harvey Dent when he approved the construction of Stonegate Penitentiary, as seen in her first appearance in Pretty Poison. Poison? There's also a photo of the rose that she used in that episode, and there's another photo that depicts Ivy and Harley from their headline-grabbing crime spree in Harley and Ivy. So I thought that was fun little odes to her journey in this show, in the photo album at the end. I thought that was a cool little nod back. And I guess, again, it's like they must have known this is the last episode we're going to use Ivy, because it was kind of a bookend to her stories in Batman the Animated Series so far.
Well, at least we have Ivy's toxins to form an antidote.
I'm just sorry she got away.
Me too, Robin. But I don't think we'll see her again anytime soon.
And then finally, Paul Dini has noted that Pamela's sterility, is that how you pronounce it? When you're sterile.
I've never heard that word, but
Neither have I.
My brain understands it, sure.
So he's noted
Sterility?
that sterility was inspired by Denny O'Neil's Poison Tomorrow. He said, I picked up on it. If her body rejects all infection or outside contamination, her body is a self-contained little hyperimmune system, so she can't get pregnant. Paul feared that Fox may pull the plug on the episode due to this subject matter. He said, I thought Fox would never ever let me hint at her sterility. But they did, obviously, because she mentions it in the show. Like, I could never have kids of my own, but seeing this guy's kids...
It's worded right. She's not just like, I can't have children. It's...
Yes. Yeah, it's hinted on without saying it directly. What did you think of this episode, bud?
I loved it. It was very, very good. One of the most moodiest episodes of Batman the Animated Series ever produced. Great mise en scène. Mon chéri!
The poison to Ivy!
French baguette. Or just baguette, as we call it.
Photosynthesis!
Synthesis. That's the French way of saying it.
Okay.
You can still make fun of French people, it's okay.
Batman's just there with a fag. Like...
Oui. Oh, I'm Batman.
Not fucking plant lady again.
Okay, we'll stop. I could do that for the whole hour.
Yeah.
It was a really good show.
Really good.
Maybe now you will get my pint.
What were we saying?
The episode
the mise
being
en
dark
scène.
and
That's
mise en scène.
Yeah, mise en scène, great. Love the character design of the big
monster
plant dude. I don't know what you want to call him.
Plant monster. Yeah,
really reminded me of Resident Evil 2 with what's his name, the scientist that turned William Birkin, where he's got like the stretched stuff and his teeth are showing.
Even I know what you're talking about.
Right, super Resident Evil feeling. Just the kids like crying and coming out of like the pod. Although I got a big spoiler alert from my TV because I had the subtitles on, and it was like "Mama," and it was like "Mutant Number 1." I was like, "Oh, come on!" But it kind of freaked me out more because I hadn't seen it, so I was like, "Something that's not a child just said Mama." So like, I guess we're gonna find this out.
That's cool. So, do you remember this episode then, or is this one that
vaguely?
Okay. Yeah. Okay, so that's pretty cool that you got to watch it with semi-fresh eyes since you haven't watched it in a long time. Yeah, I love it. I loved knowing that the real Dr. Carlyle was in the basement the whole time. Like, as at the beginning when Batman's having a conversation with Ivy and a fake plant family, like that guy's downstairs in a tank of water with like a gas, just whatever she's gassing him with.
Empire luking it up.
Yeah, Empire luking it up. And I just think, as I said before, Diane Pershing as Poison Ivy just shines more than ever in this role, because in this episode, she's so believable when she's maintaining her cover story. Like the way she's talking to Batman and Gordon, I was like, I believe her. Like Batman eventually believes her as well, because she's so like, and in a way, she feels like that, because at the end, she's obviously looking at the photographs and looking at the time she got married and being like, that's like, she cried because she was obviously, that's when she was happiest. So it's real, but it's obviously all an illusion.
I guess there really does come a time when a woman wants something more in her life. At least this woman does. Stephen doesn't care about my past. He and the boys accept me for who I am now.
And when she turns at the end, it's so good, where she like comes down and then it's like, oh, this is Poison Ivy. When she's like talking about her plan and what she did.
He was useful in signing my release papers and for supplying certain raw materials for my experiments. But the marriage was, well, a fake.
So I just think Diane Pershing handling that was just her best work.
Yeah,
in this show.
It's like that whispery voice that I love so much for that character. Really reminds me of Christina Hendricks in Mad Men.
May I call you Joan? I'm Herb, by the way.
Well, I should hope so.
And man, if when Mad Men was out, if she played Poison Ivy, that would have just been such perfect casting.
Oh my
John
God.
Hamm as Batman.
Dude, I would have a weird obsession if she did that. I would be like, I would be into some stuff, you know what I mean? Okay, so music in this, as I mentioned before, there's a lot of Bernard Herrmann sort of psycho feel to it, but also there's the Poison Ivy theme, which I always love, the Ivy, the way it like dun dun. That's what
You sound like a Pokemon there. Wait, what's that in the corner?
Ivy.
An Ivy.
Poison Ivy.
It just evolved into Poison Ivy. Poison Ivy.
Well, the kids in this, they are like Pokemon, right? They go from kids to like adults to giant
shot where
mutant
they just
monster.
like go from like a kid into like a green adult was just crazy.
Yeah, it was.
And her withering away, I was like, this is like, and we just had like that mummy. I was like, man, we got some dark stuff going on this show right now.
It's true, yeah. We've had some good horror elements the last few episodes.
Guess you weren't the only one with an escape plan, huh, Batman?
But the score, when Bruce is driving, like I said, Bernard Herrmann. Then the music that plays in the dorm room with Dick and Megan Mullally. Tammy 2 is the Almost Got 'Em Club music from that jazz like score that they do. And also Blind as a Bat, it's used in the car radio with those kids in the car going across the bridge. So that's another callback to those two episodes. And there's also a creepy rendition of Rain, Rain, Go Away in the lab scene at the end. I heard bing, 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 bing.
Sure wasn't another Pokemon. Rain, rain. I choose you.
Evolving to go away.
Go away. All right, I'm going. That's my name. We say a name.
Why is he? He's turning into.
What? Do you think I turned into something? I choose Chiro recipe.
I evolved in.
Hero.
The Greeks aren't going to evolve into anything because they're fully evolved.
That's the Pokemon for me. I'll have 6 of those in my party.
We've got hummus over here.
Yeah, I've nicknamed them all. We've got feta. We've got hummus. Beer pong.
Gyro.
It's Hero. Lamb. We have it all.
We got lamb. It's just a goat. That's right, lamb.
So stupid. That's his next obsession. He's like, guys, I'm no longer into Greek shit. It's Pokemon now.
Yeah. He's got an ass catching hat on.
Yeah. It turns it. I want to be the very best. No. Man, rich guys can get away with whatever the fuck they want to do. Sees Batman. Ghastly. It's a ghost type.
Nope, killed it. Cue the crickets.
Right, guys. I'm only Gen 1.
There's a cynical edge to your voice I don't appreciate.
Okay, so this episode, I thought that the guy at the start who had his house robbed by like the mutant monster looked a lot like Daniel Mockridge, who's the guy who ripped off the Riddler in the first Riddler episode.
Mm-hmm.
He also looked like Tony Stark, which that guy did as well. You know, he just looked like in his dressing gown and his little thin mustache. I was like, is that Tony Stark or Daniel Mockridge? Because we haven't seen him since Riddler.
What's the classic actor's name that's going after? Gene Kelly or something like that,
Gene
right?
Kelly,
Isn't that the look? Yeah,
I think you're right. Yeah. which is probably more likely that that's what obviously the filmmakers or the episode animators were going off for this. But yeah,
and probably Gene Kelly probably inspired the look of Iron Man as well.
Probably, yeah. But yeah, I thought if that was Mockridge, that's kind of cool that he's just included because we haven't seen him since he was scared in his bed, hiding from the Riddler.
Mm-hmm.
Then I was surprised that Batman didn't know Poison Ivy was cleared by Arkham Asylum and released 6 months ago. Like,
what?
Where are you on that one, bud?
She's out, dude. But she was just in the trial, like big time in the trial. Well, she's recuperated. I don't know what to tell you. Arkham is made to, what's the word we're looking for?
She's been rehabilitated.
It's a rehabilitation
That's
chamber.
why the police.
Oh my god! Sorry, I'm still a little high. Anyway, she's out, bro.
Yeah, was Alfred using the Bat computer that day? Like, how did he not know that?
Sir, the new Mario Kart is out, and I want to play it on the big screen. All right, fine. You can have it for the whole day. Oh, thank you. You could drive anywhere.
Turns off all the notifications, so Batman's missing out on all of this.
Yeah. He's like, let me know if anything pops up, Alfred, and I'll get to it. Sure thing, sir.
Mute all notifications.
Extra large.
And that's also another timeline continuity for us there. It's obviously
say that again.
Continuity.
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 Continuity. I think something's wrong with that one. Continuity.
Put that Pokemon back in the ball.
I do not choose you.
Continuity.
What's the continuity here?
Why did I think that's how you say that word? I literally wrote it down.
I am at the point now where I am getting older where I'll be speaking in a sentence and I'll forget a word and I'll just go...
Like you just did with rehabilitation?
Yeah, and I hate it.
And if people try to give you suggestions, are you like, no, like you're making it worse. Just sit here in silence with me.
Let's just forget the whole thing.
I understand nothing.
Yes, there's
so
another
what is the continuity here?
The continuity is that she was released 6 months ago, but we obviously just saw her in trial. So we've had 6 months go by without
half a year. It's a long time.
Without much happening.
It's been a pretty good summer, hasn't it, Alfred? Yeah, it's been pretty chill, sir.
It's because he's turned off all the notifications.
Turns them back on. Oh, sir, I think someone's at the door. Can you go check for me, please? Click, click, click. He's like deleting all them one by one. Click, 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 click. Joker's escaped. Oh, shit.
He murdered 12 people. Oh, no.
Poison Ivy got married. Ooh, I'll have to check on that later. That sounds interesting.
Two-Face robbed 2 banks. Oh, dear.
Oh, of course he did. Oh, 2 notifications for that one. Click, click. Oh, there was Alfred. There was no one there. Oh, wasn't there? Oh, look, the bat signal.
It's been a while.
It has actually. Yeah. Well, I guess I'll go check it out. Might as well. Don't look at the paper.
It goes back to playing Mario Kart.
Yeah. Anyway, I got the Switch too early. Straight being rich.
Don't worry about it. I'll just take it out of your salary for the next couple of years.
So when we meet Dr. Carlisle, Ivy's husband, we learn that he's a criminal psychologist, and I'm surprised that their marriage was allowed. Like, her being a former patient of his.
Yeah, I agree. There was a bit of conflict of interest there.
Yeah,
she's rehabilitated, bro.
He can't even remember that word. He's the worst psychologist in the world.
I know she's rehabilitated. I gave her the rehabilitation. What?
We're married now.
She's clear. And turns out she's really into dudes with glasses. So I'm going to let her go, all
right? Also, because Val Kilmer just passed, he has the same job that Nicole Kidman does in Batman Forever. She's a criminal psychologist, much like Carlisle. And when Batman says, "I read some of your works," to Dr. Carlisle, I was waiting for him to go naive but insightful, because it's just such a Batman Forever nod there, or Batman Forever's nodding this episode, I think.
We might as well acknowledge that now. Yes, obviously, rest in peace to Val Kilmer, classic Batman of the past. Very sad what happened to him. Tragic and rest in peace.
Absolutely, and he will always be Batman forever. And that works in two ways. Did you say two? But yes,
Keep
I
going.
will. Well, hey, I mean, Harvey Dent, Two-Face, he's in that movie. You know what I mean?
That's right, he is.
We're of two minds about what to eat first.
I love Batman forever. All right.
Got a riddle for me as well?
No.
Man.
Oh man, you're beating me to the punchlines here.
That's what I do.
Oh god. But anyway, when the kid says, "Mommy, you didn't tell us you know Batman," I was imagining her saying like, "Yes, and I used to kill people as well, poison them, or turn them into trees."
Really? Yeah.
Yeah, you're a tree too, honey.
So you better do your fucking homework, or you're going to be a tree next. Oh shit!
Don't swear.
Sugar.
Let that one slide. Oh god, yeah, I thought that was funny, especially because they're all fucking plants. They're plants pretending to be people.
Oh my god!
And that's a good question, actually. I've just thought of that. Do they know that they're plants?
Maybe.
Like, do those kids know that they're actually like clones and plant people, or do they actually think they are the children?
She says later on, like, they have like this. They start as a child.
Yeah.
Then they turn into the husband.
Yep.
And then they turn into a monster. And then when she said the monster, she said, and they become like basically my servants for my own justice.
My bidding.
Yeah, whatever she said. So sure, they might have conscious that they are plants, but they're purely dominated by her.
Yeah, and she would have to like tell them their role every time they evolved, right? Like she's gonna do that probably 3 times a day, where she's just like,
like 50 first dates.
Yeah, you're my kid now, and this
50
is your
first
role.
plots.
Yeah, or maybe
so
they
you just
have the
went from a
consciousness.
child to a full adult, and now you need glasses.
What, so there's
Story
like a
of my
PSA.
life.
She to save time, she just films it. She films like a PSA and just puts him in front of the TV. Job
It's like,
done.
wait, so do I bang my mom now? It's like, no.
That's true. Yeah.
What?
Well,
we
don't
sleep
worry,
in the same bed.
She's a plant too, so she's a clone. I wouldn't worry about it.
That's true. It's safe.
Yeah.
Safe.
They're not truly human. In fact, their lifespans are somewhat like certain rare flowers that blossom and die in a few days.
And it's also, speaking of all of that, it's clear that Dick called this girl over for a booty call, right? Like, he tries to play it off, all cool, like, no,
She's into it, though, to be fair.
She is!
Yeah.
She is down! She wants that dick, like, for real. She's ready. They say dick a lot in this episode, too.
Dick.
A lot. Like, they say Dick is gone. I don't think Dick is the only victim. The money is not important. Getting Dick back is. I was like,
Getting Dick is always more important than money.
I don't think Dick is the only victim here, all right? Yeah, so they were dropping a lot of D-bombs, and Bruce, also Dick blocks him as well, because he calls him up, and obviously stops him from getting any. And do you think he's bugged Dick's room? Like, do you think he's listening in and what's going on there? Gives him advice?
Maybe stop having so many wanks, Dick. I know you're on like 3 a day. It's
also,
gross.
can we change your name? It's very confusing when people come over and say, "Oh, Dick, I was looking for you, and I think you're about to get some," but then I realize they're just saying your name. I didn't write that down. You're looking at me like I wrote that down. I didn't. That's on the spot.
That was off the cuff humor.
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's very good, sir.
He starts giving him advice over the phone, though, like, all right, now say this. And Alfred's like, oh, yes, and add this too.
Say that she smells lovely tonight.
Does she also play Mario?
Yes.
God.
Ask her what character she chooses when she plays the Mushroom Cup.
Batman's like, Alfred, get out of here. And he's
She
like,
said
no.
Shy Guy. Whoa, interesting.
Batman's like, I'm so out of touch. I don't know what we're talking about.
Nerds.
The money's not important. Getting Dick back is.
And it's also funny that Cindy is voiced by Megan Mullally, because as she's into it and she's kind of like giving all these flirty looks, I just want to dub all of Tammy 2's sexual innuendos from Parks and Rec over the animation of her, because like Tammy 2 in that show says them some ridiculous things.
Who's Tammy 1 then?
It's some like, I don't know, very bland, like motherly woman that's like a lawyer or something like that.
Oh, yes, that's right. Yeah, the older woman. Yeah.
Yeah, but Tammy 2's the one. Like, she's just hilarious. I love when she pops up in that show.
Oh, yeah, he ends up with Xena Warrior Princess as well. I mean,
he does. Yeah.
That's not the reason I asked you over.
Oh, no?
Right now, go to the sleaziest motel in town and wrap himself around me like a coiled snake.
So I thought Batman surveying Ivy and her family during the day was really strange, because like one Batman during the day
usually I'm fucking asleep. Christ.
I mean, usually during the day he doesn't look good anyway because he stands out, but he stands out obviously because he's just standing in a tree across their house. Like,
cool
you're gonna
shot,
notice
though, of him.
It
like,
was a cool shot.
Tree.
Yeah, but you're gonna notice him, right? Like, he's trying to be all covert, but he's just a
Don't
giant
look
6-foot
now,
man.
but Batman is in the tree over there. He wears black to blend in with the night, but it is, 11 a.m.
And he follows her all around town as well, like in the daylight. How's he doing that?
She won't see me.
Yes, walking
Morning,
down
Batman.
the street.
Morning.
Or is he driving around in the Batmobile and it's just parked out of the farmer's market? Like, what is he doing?
It's kind of lovely out. Why am I never out like this? Sun. The sun's making me feel just good. Making me feel better. Like, nice bit of heat. Should I be doing what I'm doing? Like, I mean, I could just get therapy. I could do so much more with my money and my influence and power to help everybody. What was I talking about? Oh, Ivy. Let's get that bitch.
He's also wearing a gamer headset whilst he's tailing her.
Sir, where is my headset gone? I want to chat with my friends as I play Mario Kart.
Alfred
the new
also
chat function on Switch 2. The C
not
button, sir.
Not a sponsor. Alfred also doesn't sound super interested when he's like giving him information about Ivy, and I really do think he's probably playing a game during that whole scene. Like, you're usually not awake at this point, sir,
Yeah.
so I do what I like.
What's that, Sam? Oh, blue shell, what's that? Oh, I said, she can go to hell, right? She's bad. Fuck, I just lost first play.
Or he like does a general recording of his answers and then just leaves the headset by it.
Has a soundboard that he can click. That sounds nice, sir.
Good
It's
plan,
not
sir.
nice at all, Alfred, actually. Oh, I'm sorry. Sup, take out tonight, sir? Yeah, okay, that sounds good. Jolly good, see you later.
How's trailing the Joker? That was the wrong one, sorry. I mean...
It's the same, like, it's a very recognizable, like, how's trailing the Joker? How's trailing Poison Ivy?
Go get Alfred.
I don't think he is the world's greatest detective sometimes. I mean, he gave himself that moniker. So...
Could it be Poison Ivy truly has reformed?
I want to believe it. Why can't I? The greenhouse checks out too. Nothing but plants and flowers.
Sir?
Later.
He's not the greatest detective. Later on in this episode, Robin's like, wait a minute, his kids are girls, and he's divorced. And that's when Batman's like, what? And turns the Batmobile around. Again, Batman, you could just look them up. Like, who is this Dr. Carlisle?
But
and find out...
Gordon told me the information. He's a trustworthy source. Fucking Gordon.
Oh, yeah, he blames other people for his mistakes. But yeah, that was a big oversight.
Like, I could have told you they were girls, sir. I knew that when I signed up for his class. We sent them a Christmas card, and we received one. It's actually on the mantel shelf with a picture of his girls and him. Not the world's greatest detective, because I'm the fucking one that has to put up the Christmas cards and take them down. I think sometimes it's just for me. I don't know why I bother.
And I didn't get a Switch 2 for Christmas this year. I'm really mad about it.
That's why I invested all of Wayne's stock. I bought Nintendo, and now I own the Nintendo Switch 2. Victory to me.
And every time I collect those coins, I go, that's my penny's worth.
Hey, there we go. A zing.
A funny penny's worth joke.
I play as Boo.
But the whole oversight of the kids, obviously not being boys but girls in real life, there's also mentioned that Carlisle has an ex-wife that has custody of the kids. What was Ivy going to do when she showed up? Because obviously it's his ex, but she's still he still sees his actual kids in real life.
Well, maybe it was messy, and the wife's very happy that he's not reaching out to see the kids.
Could be, that's true. Or Ivy just kills her if she shows up.
She's like, I killed. No one's talking about that. Batman never followed up on her.
Or
killed the kids as well. Pretty dark of me, but
they're dead.
They're dead.
They're buried in the conservatory.
That's right. No, so she's flying away. She's like, oh, fuck. Well, I left them in the conservatory in water tanks. Children. Ooh, that one. It's gone.
There was the clone that did it, not me.
Crazy clone.
So yeah, you were mentioning the dock scene before as well. And I love that scene. We also get a reveal of a new Bat vehicle. We get the Bat jet ski, which we have not seen yet.
Sick, bro.
It is sick. Bro. I think it's sick.
Next time he sees the guy that makes the Batmobile, he's like, what'd be fucking sick? Batboat's pretty cool. But when you I got the Bat bike. What about the bike version on the waves, baby?
Yes.
I'm talking about the Bat ski.
Yes. I've always loved jet skis. When we were young, do you remember I wrote my own James Bond book? Oh no, not a movie. I wrote my own James Bond movie. And there was this big action sequence with jet skis. And I was always like, this would be so sick on screen. As I've got older, I realized all of the holes in that plot. But I've always been like, still would have been a pretty sick scene.
Have they never had jet skis in a Bond movie?
Not that they have briefly in Spy Who Loved Me when he goes to there's no action sequence. He just rides over there.
Right.
But that's the only jet ski I can remember.
Have you ever ridden a jet ski?
Yeah, I have. I love them.
I've never ridden one.
They're really cool. That's what I think. But because when I did it, I was like, this is cool. I felt like James Bond. I felt so cool.
I've ridden an ATV and stuff like that, but never a jet ski.
Yeah, me too. Jet ski. I mean, it's a little similar to an ATV, but
snowmobile I've ridden, which was really cool.
That's very similar. I've never ridden a snowmobile, but I know that it's similar in how
I
they're
was
built.
Singing James Bond in my head when I was on that snowmobile.
Yeah, there you go. So the Bat jet ski, I think, is a cool addition. I want to see more of that. The Bat ski, sorry, the Bat ski.
It's Canadian.
Especially
the Bat ski.
Especially because he shoots it out of the water and uses it as a torpedo.
It was a bit convenient where he's like, oh, I've been thrown in here. Good thing I just parked the Bat ski right there as a backup.
Yeah, I mean, I was wondering that too, but I guess if the leaving the money went well, he would have just dived in the water afterwards and changed into Batman and then appear as Batman, I guess. He also wearing a bulletproof vest. I was like, he obviously learned.
Is that what that was? I thought it was so when he's on the jet ski, it's like a inflatable thing.
Well, no, because he's not wearing it when he comes out as Batman.
Oh, okay.
He's got the bat suit underneath it. So I'm guessing because he came across the monster in the car and he saw how big the claws were, he's like, I'm going to need some fucking padding if I'm going to drop the money off for that thing. So I'm sure that's what Paul Dini thought when he was writing all of that in a 22-minute episode. And those types of things, when we can explain it, I'm sure without speaking for Paul Dini, is probably what was going through his mind when he's like, how can I make this quickly make sense? We'll just add that in there. But I thought that whole dock sequence was so cool. And like you said, the mist and just the vibe of that dock sequence was just oh yeah, this is real film noir. kidnapping on the docks. Like, I was like, this is all just really cool. It was one of my favorite scenes of the whole episode.
Let me see the boy.
There's the money. Now!
And then we end up at the Carlisle's house again at the end. And I noticed Robin did this like little stumble as he did a backflip off the house. And I was like, that's a weird thing for the animators to throw in there. Because why would they add that in there unless they were...
They surely watched... They were like, I need to watch some footage of someone doing a backflip. It was probably like a gymnastics thing, and they saw a little stumble, so they added it in.
Maybe also Robin's a little shook up because he's been kidnapped and like he's off his game a little bit. Could be as well. But that type of animation detail, I'm like, dong hang, letting it all hang out. Like,
it looked like cool. There was more frames for those flips as well. There's a lot of graceful flips in this.
Yeah, there might have been. Yeah,
Batman did like a flip on the roof, like near the beginning of the episode. It was like very graceful.
Yes. Yeah. All of that stuff around the house, like Batman during the day being grabbed by the vines. We didn't even talk about that. That was cool. Although, he didn't say it, but he was probably like, oh, how did you know I was there? And it's like, it's broad daylight and you're fucking running around chasing me. I've seen you like everywhere today.
There are laws against spying on people.
There are laws against poisoning them, too.
I also enjoyed the scene where Batman and Robin discovered Ivy's underground lab. I thought that was like really creepy. The way the hand pops out of the water and like grabs Robin, I thought was a sort of jump scare moment. And it's pretty messed up that she's just been sedating him with like whatever she's pumping in that oxygen mask because he's just. But I was like, how did he?
Weed brownies.
Yeah, it's just pure THC. They try to take it off. He's like, no. Leave it on.
Gotham.
Plant clones, I don't give a shit.
Much nicer in here.
Kind of like sensory deprivation therapy that you were talking about recently as well, that type of stuff. People pay for that. He's like living...
Trust me, I know. We're going to have to pay for it soon.
Dr. Carlisle?
So yeah, the Plant Boy mummy scene was great as well. I loved how that was. And my love that Batman moment is actually just the way he reacts to them and like the way he's just like he's taken aback by all of that. Like seeing Batman like that horrified is not something you see often.
Mommy.
No. It isn't possible.
There's a cactus fighter in like Marvel vs. Capcom series that it reminds me of. A cactus with a big sombrero on because they have like the spikes on their hands.
I mean, yeah, they're like peas in pods, aren't they? They're kind of like that mutant peas and mutant pods. But I love that whole scene, and I love how she comes in on all the vines and explains her evil plan. And I really like that her plant baby's lifespans, she described them like certain rare flowers, like the lifespan of them. Yeah. I thought that was a really good way to do that.
There was a rare flower recently that like everyone like was waiting weeks for it to, or years for it to bloom, and it blooms only for like 30 minutes or something crazy like that, or like an hour.
Oh, really?
It was like a big event that my wife was like well into.
Your wife Poison Ivy? That's not something she would be well into.
She's just an English woman.
Poison Ivy, mate.
Oh, his fucking plant only blooms every fucking 3 years. Fucking mental, mate. Cool.
Look at them petals.
Fucking beautiful petals they are.
Poison Ivy has some London geese is actually quite funny.
Oh, fucking Poison Ivy. I'll poison you, you cunt.
I'm a fucking plant clone, mate.
Yeah.
Didn't see that one coming, did ya?
Nah.
Nah. I also, with all of the mutant baby fighting sequences, I love Batman wielding those 2 electrified cables. Like, he looked pretty fucking badass as he was holding them up. And his weed killer sprinkler system idea was also really cool. Like, when he did that, because he says to Robin earlier, like, this is a backup plan. Again, waits way too long. Like, he just Just get that thing going immediately, Batman, as a safety net.
Yeah,
you know?
But what if she was like totally normal? She's like, you killed all of my plants. Like, you really have changed, haven't you? I'm sorry. This is.
I was going to enter this zucchini into a contest.
Yeah, now it's shriveled and dead, and it's the biggest. I'm going to turn back to crime now because of this. No, I'll pay for it. I'll pay for it.
He gives her a check. Bruce, wait.
I thought you knew.
Wait, this check's from Nintendo. You own Nintendo too? Yeah, Alfred. It's crazy.
Yeah. Would a Switch 2 cover you in these trying times? I've got a whole cave full of them.
Alfred's like, sir, what?
It's not your one, Alfred. It's one for the cave.
It'd be great if it was, though. He goes back to the cave and takes it.
Ooh, good news, bad news situation. Good news. Ivy, dealt with. Oh, wonderful, sir. Bad news? No more Mario Kart for the penny's worth. I quit some. That was the final straw for me.
Alfred, I left the hex key upstairs in the den. Would you bring it down?
Oh, go
fuck off, grasshopper.
Very funny, Alfred.
Also, the melting plant monsters, when they all just like melt into these big mulchy goops, what do you think they smell like? When I see things like that
Stink.
in the show now,
Absolute stink.
Yeah, like mulchy, like cowpats. I was thinking
there's that plant I was talking about that only doesn't live for so long. It does produce a very pungent smell, as does a lot of Venus flytraps as well, right? Oh no. There was a great documentary like a year ago with David Attenborough talking about plant life and how there's just one plant that just makes the most stinkiest of stink smells coming from it. So I think it's like that.
Oh, okay. Do you think Poison Ivy likes David Attenborough? She watches all of his nature programs. She's like hot for him when he's just like, and this plant is the most beautiful plant in the world. She's like, keep talking, mate. Why can't I get you sometimes? Why do you just go into that mode? I know when I start, you give me this like blinking, like, go on then.
Then
Make
why do
me
you
laugh.
continue?
You son of a.
That's my mum you're talking about, sir.
But Ivy being a plant clone, I thought was such a great twist for this episode.
Yeah, it was cool.
When do you think she made the switch? Because I was trying to think about this.
Could have been the whole time. We don't know. I think it's when she said that she was like happiest and then bounced.
And that's what I was thinking too, because I don't think it would be.
Because I think
the
she was
whole
like,
time.
"Oh, he's gonna catch me now."
Yeah, I thought like that too. Like even though he walked away, and he's kind of like, "You too, Mrs. Carlisle," which is obviously him accepting her rehabilitation.
Yeah, she was like,
I think
was
she
close.
was like,
"Time to bounce."
Yes, yeah, gotta leave this life behind me, and then clone a Poison Ivy and leave. Yeah, I guess that's when she did it, which is really cool. And then at the end, Gordon and the police tell Batman and Robin they've recovered most of the stolen goods. And we cut to Poison Ivy on an airplane flying away from Gotham and tearing up as she looks at the actual photo album of memories from her time in this show. And that is the end of the episode, and a damn good one at that.
For what it's worth, I believed her. When she told me for the first time in her life, she was happy.
So we go straight into our top three, which is Almost Got Him, Joker's favorite laughing fish. Does this episode take the place of any of those for you?
No, but I will give it a solid 9.4.
I gave it a 9 out of 10. Yeah, I think it's a damn good episode.
It's a great episode.
Yeah, really good. And I was really pleased revisiting it as well, that it still held up with review eyes. Then we go into fit check here. There's a lot of outfits in this episode.
Yeah, I'll go on my phone because I was like, there's like 20 outfits.
No, there's some cool ones in this that I want your opinion on. I mean, Poison Ivy wears 2 different suburban mum outfits. Nothing to really comment on there. But Bruce wears a classic mustard and brown, but it's a mustard polo shirt instead of a button-up. This time he's got the casual polo. Well, that was interesting that he's got that in his wardrobe.
So cool.
He also rocks a turtleneck and grey jacket with black shoulder pads and black slacks. Batman wears a gamer headset. Bruce also wears a grey trench coat and fedora, looking like Dick Tracy or the Grey Ghost. When he's on the docks, I thought he looked a bit Grey Ghost there. Do you think he was like cosplaying a little bit? Where he's like, I look like the Grey Ghost, Alfred. My favorite superhero. He looked very Grey Ghosty. You're not paying attention. Yeah. Okay. Thank you for agreeing.
I was paying attention the whole time, actually.
Okay. And then Carlisle wears his boxers and Robin's cape, and Ivy wears a blue skirt, jacket with matching handbag, and a green jumper and beige garden hat on the airplane at the end. And that is Fit Check for this week. Next week, The Terrible Trio. Do you remember anything about that episode?
Is that the royal family flush gang?
No, we won't actually get to them until Batman Beyond.
Okay.
But The Terrible Trio is an episode. If I say wolf, shark, and eagle, does that ring any bells for you?
Yes. It's rich kids, right?
It is rich kids. Yep, and
it's like a kind of ropey vibe.
Yes, and it's Alan Burnett's episode where he's never actually seen it because he just knows that it's not loved and he didn't like how it turned out. So it's universally disliked by most of BTS fans. But sometimes we end up liking those episodes.
We like hummus up here.
So come back next week to hear our thoughts on The Terrible Trio.